I'm Steve, and this is CC Garage. Hello YouTube and welcome back. Well, kind of missed out on recording some of the stuff that I should have, but we got a few more parts for the truck. We ended up finding a drive shaft. I was thinking that my only option was going to be get a custom one made, which would have been about $450 for the ones I was looking at, but I was able to go down to a salvage yard, and this one is actually out of 2003 Tahoe, which the shaft slid right in, which is awesome. The only issue is when we had it in there was about an inch and a half back here. So me wanting to save money and thinking about performance a little bit, I actually slid the motor back an inch and a half. I ended up drilling all new holes and I moved the whole mounts back. The only thing left on that still is this mount. I have to drill new holes for the cross member, and I think I have to build a spacer to bring the transmission up just a hair, because when the drive shaft's in there and this is at ride height, there's almost no clearance down here in the bottom of the hoop. So this one actually takes 30-50 U-joints and the C10 takes 30-15. Which I went to, well, after a bunch of research, I found out that they make these adapter U-joints. So 2 caps are 30-50, and 2 caps are 30-10. So your 30-10 fits right inside for your factory C10 yoke. And then, of course, I bought new hardware to put those in. But first, we're gonna pull the shaft out real quick, and I'm gonna show you how to change these U-joints. So let me get everything set up, and I will be right back. Okay, well, it might be a little loud because I got the torpedo heater going, but these are still the factory U-joints from the 03 Tahoe. So if you look right here, that is actually plastic. What they do is they put these together and they inject them with plastic. So to get that out, map gas. Might take a while. If I remember right, I did this a long time ago on an S10 I used to have. And once it gets warm enough, this will actually start oozing out like a pimple. And that's exactly what you want. Not really oozing out, but I'm getting little tiny bubbles. You see right there. Right there, you got some plastic oozing out, and then it starts to bubble right there. See, there it goes. U-joint itself fits inside of, and then a smaller socket to beat. Pounded out, you go back through, you flip it over, you got to beat the other cap back through. There we go. And the groove that plastic was in, we're gonna scrape that out before we put our new U-joint in. Okay, so the new U-joint is actually grooved on the inside. So when it sits in there, the snap ring will actually go. The snap ring will actually go in this groove between the yoke. So we've already cleaned out some of it, but I don't think it really matters. We're gonna set the drive shaft back down and beat the new caps in. It's pretty important though that you want to make sure that this is as clean as you can get it, because when you put the new caps on, if you get grit and grease and dirt and stuff in there, these U-joints aren't going to last very long. Don't forget your Zerk fitting, because these are serviceable. Remember, after you get this in, you want to make sure that you put the right grease in it, because some of them use different grease. You want to do whatever it calls for, so that way you get the most life out of these, so you don't have to do it again. So now we're going to slide the drive shaft in, and you want to make sure this is nice and clean. was just on here as a guideline, so we knew how far we had to slide the motor back when we did. So that can come off. Come back here. We're gonna have to roll the truck a little bit so that way we can get the yoke to line up. New straps. Mini persuader. Same thing on the other side. You gotta remember though, the shaft's bigger than what would have originally been on here. Our lock washer, and then our nut. There you have it. If you made it this far into the video, the C10 finally has a drive shaft. But like I said, I still got to space the transmission up because you can probably see a pretty shitty pinion angle right there. But it's not as bad when the truck gets aired up. Go ahead and air her up real quick. It's not as bad, but I'd still like to get that transmission up so it sits better. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe.